An Illinois man is being charged with a hate crime after stabbing this 6-year-old boy 26 times, killing him. His mother was also stabbed multiple times, but is expected to survive. The suspect, Joseph Zuba, was the family's landlord. He now faces a first-degree murder charge and 2 hate crime counts. Police say he targeted them because they were Muslim.
That's right, a 71-year-old man named Joseph Zuba in Illinois has been charged with 2 counts of a hate crime after stabbing a 6-year-old Palestinian-American child to death. The boy's mother was also attacked but survived the stabbing and is recovering in the hospital but is in critical condition. Now, Zuba was apparently their landlord, and it's interesting because there are some reports indicating that he actually had a great relationship with them prior to what Hamas did in Israel. The suspect allegedly even built a treehouse for the 6-year-old. The 71-year-old landlord built the boy a treehouse, let him use a swimming pool, and bought him toys, the child's relatives said. But over the past few weeks, according to the family, something changed and he had grown hostile to his Arab tenants. Now, a week after Hamas's attack, things apparently changed between the landlord, or in terms of the landlord's thinking, that is what is being reported, although the story is still developing and the details might change. So I would definitely urge you all to wait as we learn more details about it. Now, here's what the Washington Post claims. Zuba allegedly knocked on the Palestinian family's door just after 11 a.m. When the mother, Hanan Shaheen, answered, he assaulted her with a serrated military-style knife while yelling anti-Muslim statements, forcing her to run to the bathroom to call 911. In Arabic language text messages to the boy's father right after the attack, the family said, she wrote that Zuba had knocked on the door. When she answered, she texted, he choked her and then tried to stab her while yelling words to the effect of, "You Muslims must die." And then when she emerged from the bathroom after calling police, she found Zuba attacking her 6-year-old son, Waideya Al-Fayumi, who later died of his wounds. He had been stabbed 26 times, the Will County Sheriff's Office said in a statement. Shaheen, 32, was stabbed at least a dozen times and remains hospitalized in serious condition. So he's been charged with first-degree murder, attempted murder, and aggravated battery, and he also has 2 counts related to hate crimes. In a statement to the press, the Will County Sheriff's Office said the following: detectives were able to determine that both victims in this brutal attack were targeted by the suspect due to them being Muslims and the ongoing Middle East conflict involving Hamas and the Israelis. Cenk.
The father of the victim couldn't believe that this guy who had been so nice to the family before had killed his son, that he wondered if the son had gone to hug him and the guy accidentally stabbed him. As it turns out, no. What, he stabbed the kid 32 times, I think?
He stabbed the 6-year-old 26 times.
26 times. And the mom 12 times, I think. Okay, so guys, the human mind is very open to influence, both fortunately and unfortunately. And there are some people in this country who are not mentally well. And there's tons of people who are not mentally well, but they've got minor issues or they have mid-sized or even major issues, but they're not prone to violence. But there is a subset that is prone to violence. And people keep going around triggering them. So what did Donald Trump say after the attacks? Hamas is here. You have to protect yourself. They're in America. You gotta do something. Well, when you have a mentally unstable person like this, because if you're wondering, why did he switch overnight? Because all of a sudden he started hearing messages in media saying that the Hamas is here and that they're the awful, terrible people that you got to do something about. And that it's people who are mentally well don't do stuff like this, right? But there is a giant number of people in a country of 330 million people that are unfortunately prone to violence and are not mentally well. We all in media and politics have to be careful not to trigger them. Does the right wing and Donald Trump look like they're being careful? No, they're doing the exact opposite. Why don't you do something? Come on, these Palestinians deserve it. They all voted for Hamas, etc. And then you get a lunatic to go and kill a 6-year-old boy and stab him 26 times. You think he got the idea out of nowhere? It just popped into his head? No.
So look, the reason why I say we should wait to learn more details about this, because the story is still developing, is because there's a contradiction in the story as it's been reported so far. You have family members of the boy and the mother who are targeted by this guy saying, well, he was so polite and so friendly before, what happened? But then there are other members of the community who allege that the suspect here, Zuba, had serious issues. As news of the arrest spread, people who live nearby said in community forums on Facebook that he had long alarmed residents with yard signs telegraphing his extreme views. One woman wrote that she had alerted local officials about the unhinged man. Now, the Palestinian tenants had seen the signs but did not understand their symbolism and had not experienced the landlord's extremist side until recently, said Yosef Hanan, an uncle and family spokesman who was sitting with the slain child's father during a phone interview. So there could have been just the inability to understand his extremist side, being able to understand what crazy extremist signs that he had posted. However, I don't know what those signs said. There are no details about that in the reporting yet. But as the story develops, and if the details are compelling to share, I will definitely share them with you. But the idea that a 6-year-old boy is a threat to anyone's safety, the idea that you need to stab a 6-year-old boy 26 times and kill him, it's just depraved, immoral, disgusting behavior. And luckily we haven't seen any type of violent targeting of Jewish Americans, but there has been harassment of Jewish Americans as well. So the idea that what's happening with this Israeli Gaza war should somehow compel anyone in any other country to carry out acts of violence against innocent people, I just don't understand it. I don't understand it.
Well, we're not supposed to understand it because they're not mentally well. Nobody who's healthy and normal does this kind of barbaric act, right? But that's why I keep saying you've got to be careful about what you say. So, for example, I've criticized the occupation of the Palestinian people dozens of times on this show. And what do I tell you almost every time? Remember, it's not all Israelis, it's the right-wing government of Israel. Our government also does wrong things we don't agree with. This is not about Israeli civilians, et cetera, et cetera. We say that almost every time when we criticize another government. The Russian people are perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with the Russian people. It is their government that has invaded Ukraine and done these terrible things. It's the Saudis. It is not their people that did it. It is their dictators that are taking these terrible actions, et cetera. But do you see other people being that responsible and careful? I mean, in my lifetime, come on, guys. Even if you're a right winger, be honest. How much have Muslims been demagogued against and in this country and fear driven about them, and terrible, terrible things said about Muslims 2,000 times over in this country. That's why when I usually, even lovely, good people that are right wingers, when I encounter them and I tell them at some point my background was Muslim and I used to be Muslim, they go, oh, that's a shame. Because this nonstop influence of Muslims are terrible, Muslims are terrible. And that's why Hamas, what they did, what a terrible, awful set of human beings. Because you didn't just condemn Palestinians to getting slaughtered there. You didn't just kill poor innocent Israelis. You condemned all Muslims to this goddamn stereotype that's an albatross around our neck. And so then you have lunatics like this that then get triggered by right wingers going, oh, you gotta attack all Muslims. All Muslims are that way. I did a 3-hour debate with Sam Harris because the guy pretended to be an atheist. And then all of a sudden he says, but no, only Islam is the worst religion. That's why Bill Maher, sometimes I agree with him now. But it's so hard to overcome his demagoguing against Muslims for his entire career. The Muslims are bad, the Muslims are bad, the Palestinians are terrorists. How many times have they said it? Later in this show, we're gonna show you Republican after Republican, heartless pricks going and telling everybody how terrible Palestinians and Muslims are en masse. And then you have people, what happened after 9/11? They killed Muslims, they killed Sikhs who aren't even Muslim because they were wearing turbans. It has happened how many times now? And every time the right wing who stoked that anger and hatred then pretend to be surprised. Oh, golly gee, did they murder innocent 6-year-old Muslim boy? I don't know, I was just the one telling them the Muslims are all evil 24/7. I guess somebody did something. Yeah, you know what it leads to. And they don't mind because they're agents of hatred and fear, and they divide us nonstop and try to tear us apart. All human beings are the same. Please, if you're out there, please get that crap out of your head about how Jews are different or Muslims are different or any religion or nationality is different. We're all humans. That's so obvious. How could these monsters not see it? Go ahead, speak out against every different religion from all these different sections. All you're gonna do is drive more hatred and more killings. We're all humans. Anyone who doesn't realize that is a moron of the highest order. How stupid do you have to be to not realize we're all the same? We're all obviously the same. Stop murdering each other for no reason.
Thanks for watching the video, guys. We also love it if you hit the join button below because that makes you a member, and members allow us to be independent, honest. We can be as progressive as we want, no corporate media influence, and that's all because of you guys. We love doing the show with our members. Hit the join button, become one of the Young Turks.